Hey guys, good morning. Hey, how are you doing? It's your girl Nessa. Yes, I'm here this morning just to check in with you guys, see how you're doing, and hoping that things are getting better, that we're progressing, we're making progress in the right direction, right? To just take our time and be gentle with ourselves and know that these traumas and things that we've experienced and we've gone through, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay. As soon as we continue to take these little baby steps and move one foot in front of the other, right? Yes, it's gonna start getting better and you are going to be better. I'm so grateful and thanking you guys constantly for coming back to my channel, checking things out, listening to new content, and seeing the level of support and knowing that we are here, we're in this together, and we're gonna figure it out. There's no perfect script for anything, but together we can figure something out and have these conversations more often. Now, I don't always comment on people's business and social medias and stuff like that, right? But something was dear to me and it touched my heart when I checked it out today. And that was Scrappy, Little Scrappy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Little Scrappy and Mama D, right? And Bambi's, the Bams, right? And I've been watching them for years now and seeing, like their breakdown in their relationship, and even seeing Scrappy as a young man who has a lot of talent and stuff like that. But there's a breakdown with his relationship with women, and also the way his mom comforts him. I don't want to use the word babies him, but it's almost like he's never wrong. And certain things that we see when we're looking at toxic, unhealthy relationships, and we see these behaviors when there's a toxic parent involved, and these things trickle down to the children. Now, with saying that, I'm just speaking from experience, from what I see and knowledge and, understanding that I have, okay? So, as we already know, kids are traumatized. As children, we're exposed to things, right? When you're kids, and you're traumatized by things that you see growing up as children. So now, here's Scrappy talking about his experience that he was exposed to being in a whorehouse, having to see his mom bust in the room, seeing his mom doing drugs. It's unfortunate that he was exposed to these things, but here it is right from his mouth. And we've been seeing these behaviors and can't put a stamp on it or a tag on it to call it for what it is. But here is a young man who is telling you that he's had this experience, and his mom is standing right there agreeing to what happened because it is true. Now, what really got me was when Scrap said that he went through this experience, but he couldn't go to his girl. He couldn't go to the Bams to talk about it because she's hard. So clearly she's in a protective mode where she's operating that way and being strong, right? And Mama D is also hard and being strong. But being strong, ladies, a lot of times you think that a man don't want you because you're being strong. No. A man really needs comfort. He needs nurturing and support from his woman. So being hard doesn't mean that he sees you less, right? Because when he says that they're being hard, clearly, if you listen to it, he's begging for love, comfort, affection, a safe place. Ladies, we got to listen a little bit more and to see how we can help make these situations better. He's clearly saying that he cannot go to his lady and talk to her about some of these childhood traumas that he's had. Because guess what? What a woman gonna tell a man? Oh, you need to man up. Oh, you ain't a man if you cry. Or if you that's real disrespectful if you ask me, okay? That's beyond disrespectful. A man needs to come home and to feel safe with his woman, all right? And y'all gonna knock me, and y'all gonna say what y'all want to say, but I'ma speak my truth, okay? I'ma speak it. Because They already go out in society to go through hardship. They already go out in society to be threatened, and they're a threat constantly out in the society. They're not safe out here in these streets. They're not safe. But then to come home and to not feel safe at home either, like this is not a safe space for me to talk to my woman and vent about stuff. So it's like a battlefield the moment they walk through the door constantly, what you're not doing and what you're not doing. But we never stop to ask them about the simple things to comfort them. And also, it's not even about just to comfort them. Let's be real that when they open up and they share things with us women, we tend to weaponize it and use it against them. That's manipulation, and that's emotional abuse. And that's why men don't share these information with their woman. They don't share these information. And what they'll do instead, they'll sit down and they'll talk to their boys about it and vent with their boys. And they spend a lot of time hanging out with their boys. The reality is, they want to have that relationship with a woman, but they can't because it's used as a weapon, and then it makes them feel less of a man. They are not less of a man. Their role is their role. You ladies have a role to play as well too. If you don't create this safe space and to comfort them, they're not ever going to open up to you and to share information and content with you, because what? Their most vulnerable things that they've shared is frowned upon. They're shamed for it. Why are they ashamed for having experience and having feelings? We ladies, we're not the only one who can express ourselves and have feelings and have emotions. That's not so. Absolutely not. And today, I really, like I said, I don't really touch on stuff like this, but we have to take accountability. We have to be responsible as women now going into motherhood, right? Because now we're going to raise children. And if you have a son, right, you're going to have to do things to help him, to show him love and to show him nurture and to discipline. It needs to be balanced, because these are the broken men that we are sending into society to continue to break other women, to break women, to continue a cycle. So it's up to us ladies to make a difference, to start learning how to love, how to nurture. And I know it goes way back generations, and I know how far this conversation goes back. It's not about how far it goes back. It's about us recognizing where we are right now and how we can make a difference. And men need to continue to speak up like what he's doing, to talk about their truth. It only frees you, man. It don't shame you. It's not a shame on who you are as men. Like, it doesn't shame you that you need love and you need nurturing and you need that parental figure who's going to mold you into tomorrow. It's necessary to have these conversations. It is necessary to sit down with our young men and to mold them, to encourage them, to uplift them, to support them, to push them beyond what they're capable of doing. Now, a lot of times you see, if you guys follow them, right, where there's that dysfunctional, there's that craziness going on in their relationship, that toxic, like it's real toxic at times. But they're battling and trying, because guess what? There's that invisible wall between the two. There's that invisible wall between the two, that there's a breakdown in level of comfort, like transparency, where they could be open and honest with each other and share these vulnerable information. They're not being vulnerable to each other in in their relationship, clearly, because there's no room for that to happen. There's no availability for that to happen. But I hear him from a man's standpoint, because ladies, we do vocalize ours a lot. We talk about ours a lot, but we don't really hear from the men. We really don't hear from men a lot, because men are shamed. Men are dumbed down, like they're disrespected if they open up and express who they are and what's going on with them, and express their emotions and their feelings. But guess what's the flip part? Guess what the double standard is now, right? Men get shamed for being men. Men get shamed for having feelings. Men get shamed for expressing their emotions and their concerns and everything. They get shamed for speaking, bottom line, and speaking with emotion. But then here's the double standards. You want them to be emotionally available. You want them to, ladies, you want them to be emotionally available, emotionally committed, emotionally there for you. Stop with the crap. Stop with the double standards. You cannot want them to be emotionally available for you in one way because it comforts you and it balances you and it validates your emotions. Like, them being emotional available to you balances your ego, balances your emotions, your self-esteem. So they got to find a way to make you feel better about yourself because they need to be emotionally available for you. Stop with the double standards already. Stop with the double standards already, okay? Because if they can't be emotionally expressive about their feelings, then they don't need to be emotionally available to your needs and your feelings either. It goes both ways. So stop disrespecting men in a sense where they can't be able to express themselves and speak about who they are, okay? Stop shaming them into who they are. Like, stop shaming them, okay? And when I heard this with his Mama D, right? She's accepting that, yeah, those things really happen, yes. And it's not a shame on Mama D either, right? But it's accountability. It's accountability because what? She had to do what was necessary for her. But guess what? You don't even realize the impact and the effect that it's going to have on your children, the choices that you make. So guys, it's important that we start making wiser decisions and think about the long-term effect. Now that we're educated, now that we're exposed to information and we're getting the knowledge more, is a great time for us to start making the change. Stop listening to all these conversations and don't put processes into play. Now we need to put them into action. Now we need to act on it. Okay? Ladies, stop being so hard on men for their emotional needs. I'm not telling you to take away their responsibility and to give them a pass for the nonsense. I'm talking grown folks conversation here. You're grown, you're emotionally invested in yourself, you've evolved, and you're beyond the petty, childish part of stuff. This is grown folks conversation only, okay? So I know what's going to be happening in the comments, and listen, I'm not worried about that information. What I'm more concerned about is grown women seeing how much they are valuable to themselves and to their partner in a relationship, okay? You are valuable. They need the comfort. They need the support and the balance, right? Dismissing their feelings and devaluing them and belittling them is not going to make your relationship grow stronger. It's not going to give you a more healthy relationship. So the more you guys can come together to nurture each other, and guess what? Counseling is fine. Therapy is fine. Having a coach is fine because they're going to help you to uncover things. It's not a shame to have counseling, to have therapy, but you have to want the change. You have to be willing to accept the change and to be open and ready to receive it. If you're not really ready, then you're just playing games and wasting your time. And everybody's who is involved wasting their time as well too. So I like that one this morning. Like when I saw that, I'm like, wow, here we go. The men are speaking up. Yes, absolutely. We're not talking about these, like that. Listen, we know narcissism, okay? We're not shying away from that. But I'm talking about speaking your truth. Because men are so shamed upon and frowned upon to speak. So when I heard that, I was just like, wow, because we know the details behind a lot of things, but a lot of times we don't get to the root cause of the problem. We don't go to the source and the root to find out what the issue is. And now it's one trauma on top of the other, on top of the other, and that's what it is. Trauma. When these wounds don't get healed or get dealt with and it goes on for too long, it creates a monster. And clearly this is the definition of it. I know I speak about this a lot on my channel, but it's for a reason. As you can see, this is what's happening in society. But ladies, we have a role to play, and we can make a lot of difference in these situations. And I'm not just talking about comforting them and nurturing them and all these things. I'm talking about making healthier choices, valuing ourselves, building up our self-confidence, building up our self-esteem, so we make healthier choices, so we don't traumatize our children and break them into some crazy cycle and generational curse going forward. We have that authority. We have to learn to walk in our authority, right? We have to learn how to start doing these things because it starts with us. We have so much power. Only if we knew our power, we will walk in our power. We'll walk in our confidence, okay? So it's not something for us to really just shove to the side and just not even pay it no mind. And I get it. But ladies, we need to have a safe place for ourselves, and likewise create a safe space for our partners to come to talk to us, to feel vulnerable enough to share things, and we don't take that conversation outside the household. So it's not to pick up the phone and to call your girlfriend and to tell them what your man spoke to you about in private. Learn what not to say. It's not everything that needs validation from other people. But unless you recognize the respect that you don't have for your partner, right? Because only when you don't respect them, you go out and share their business to other people. And now they start shutting down because people are looking at them funny. That's a story for another time anyway, okay? But listen, guys, I so appreciate you guys. Hoping that this week is absolutely amazing. It's December already. Can you believe 2023 is like a couple days away, weeks, right? Oh my goodness. This year went by so fast, but guess what? We made it. We're here. We're not letting trauma, depression, low self-esteem, we're not letting any of these things take over what we're doing, okay? We're going to push through this, and we're going to be stronger, better, and we are going to make history, okay? We're going to do this. We're capable. We got the willpower. We got the strength, and we're going to do this. We're going to do just that. I hope that you guys like this information, and let me know if there's a topic or anything. Leave it in the comment section if you guys want me to go live on the topic or anything. Absolutely, let me know, and we're gonna talk about it. Guys, my website is up, so you can go check out your girl at healingyoursilence.org, right? And don't be afraid to send me an email at healingyoursilence@gmail.com, or you could call in for a consultation, book an appointment at 516-770-8697. Listen, guys, it's been absolutely amazing hanging out with you. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Have a blessed day. Be encouraged. I hope you go to and forth your destination safe, okay? Be best, y'all. Love you all.